Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Sioux City by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Since its founding, Sioux City has always been a blue-collar town with dreams of becoming more. New coats of paint and uplifted facades do their best to cover up the dirt and grime of the past, but if you know where to look, the scars and still bleeding wounds of yesteryear can be found. One of the city's claims to fame is its old nickname, Little Chicago. Capone's web of influence and blood stretched out across the plains and rolling hills and took a firm hold here. He even kept a vacation home outside the city limits for a time, but after his embrace by Prince Loden of Chicago, Capone closed up shop and the city's underworld was left to fend for itself. The Kindred here all vie for control over different chunks of the city, all under the purview of Prince Juan Jimenez of Clan Toreador. A recent shift of Camarilla resources and interest leaves our coterie with a lot on its plate, dealing with their own personal matters, as well as tasks and errands for Prince Jimenez, such as acting as traffic cops for the city's influential kine, or other matters he doesn't wish to dirty his hands over, or have his name connected to. And with that, let's meet our coterie, the Heartbreakers.
Hello, my name is Sarah, and I play the Tremere Rachel DeWitt, the Eternal Scholar.
Hello, I am Greg, and I play Francis Jacobs, the Ventru.
Hi, I'm Steven, and I'll be your friendly neighborhood Bruja for the evening.
Excellent. Excellent. So, the coterie keeps and maintains a well-to-do whiskey and cigar lounge on the main rack in downtown Sioux City. The bar itself is called St. Valentine's, and this is where the city's old money and the nouveau riche kind of come to rub elbows and socialize. They trade gossip. They enjoy the house whiskey provided by Francis Jacobs, who keeps and maintains a distillery down along the riverfront in the Sioux Harbor district. The coterie itself is, we'll say it's an older establishment in the city's political landscape, with Rachel being the most recent addition. I believe we decided on 2005 is when Rachel joined up. Yep. Rachel, her position was kind of shoehorned into the coterie through an exchange of boons. And Rachel, even though she is kind of fresh to the group, she has we'll say she has provided services that Francis and Flint might be lacking in from time to time.
Elegance.
Elegance, yes. A certain feminine charm. Now, the bar itself, the interior is very, dark wood tones and brass. Very dim mood lighting. And the cigar lounge is kind of shoehorned into the facilities, just barely getting by the state's clean air indoor smoking ban. There is a wall kind of partitioning. Patrons can take their drinks from the actual bar area and go hang out in the cigar lounge. There are children upstairs.
It's either your house or my house.
Yes. But the coterie is currently sitting in their communal penthouse on the very top floor of the Windstone building, which is also under the coterie's direct control. The penthouse itself, very plush, red, mossy carpet, and very cushy black lounge furniture. There's a sofa, there's a love seat, there's a few lounge chairs. The one wall is dominated by a huge 80-inch TV, and that is where we find the coterie's communal ghoul, Zeke, going through a presentation over the previous week's business. Zeke tonight, he's got his daytime on the clock attire, and then he's got his nighttime on the clock attire. Tonight he's wearing just a basic pair of blue jeans and a generic polo shirt that you can get off the rack at Walmart. When Zeke isn't entertaining, he goes for function over form every time. Currently on the TV is a slide showing the bar's revenue stream, and there's the slide itself is showing a recent uptick in business, and Zeke's got a little laser pointer in his hand, and he's kind of gesturing at the screen. So here we see that Fridays typically tend to do the best business. Saturdays actually drop off. I do believe that closing on Sundays was the right call.
Yeah.
There's just nothing coming in, and it makes no sense. I mean, obviously, it's nice having the venue open for special occasions, but we can rent the space out if we need to for private parties or any other special things that might be going on. But Monday through Thursday, I could take it or leave it. Are there any questions about this past week's numbers?
Nope, everything looks like it's steadily going up. What's our top seller?
Well, it's actually the 12-year aged Cane's Cask. And then as far as the cigars go, there is that crazy organic non-GMO that we're getting from I believe that's coming from South Carolina.
Somewhere.
People are so misguided. GMOs aren't dangerous. Without GMOs, the world would starve.
No, but non-GMOs make money.
Either way, they don't smell like Cubans, so it doesn't.
No.
In my opinion, they don't. I'm not a cigar guy, unfortunately. I can't tell the difference between the two.
It's not my area either.
But it's as Mr. Jacobs pointed out. However, the buzzword does tend to bring in a little extra revenue.
Yep.
So I do, Ms. DeWitt, I do agree with your assessment that yes, GMOs are essential. However, we do need to keep these in stock.
If it's selling, I ultimately can't argue with it.
Yeah, let the weird people have their weird cigars.
I agree with that. Now, moving on to Kindred Affairs. The Prince Jimenez has given us a little bit of extra leeway in regards to paying back the quarterly dues that we owe. I think with this last good week here, we should be able to get squared up, and everything should be fine. I've been in contact with the staff, and they're not concerned.
Okay.
Okay.
Other than that, I really don't have any other business with you all tonight. Is there anything else that you would like to ask me before I head out?
Had there been any activities happening in or around my residence?
And Zeke actually doesn't want. He looks like he wants to get out of this room as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, ma'am, yes, the downstairs neighbor is complaining again. I assured her that it's a maintenance thing. We're looking into it, but she's not buying it. She hasn't filed any formal complaints with the city yet. However, I do think that that's probably going to be happening. If you want, I could arrange to maybe give her a month or two of free rent.
Do it.
Okay. Is everyone in agreement over that?
Yes, I'm still trying to come up with some kind of solution. I'll redouble my efforts, but that's what's going to have to be done in the meantime.
Understood. But I will have the discussion with her tomorrow, and we will hopefully be able to put this behind us at least for a little while.
Thank you, Zeke.
You're more than welcome. Now,
Yes, thank you.
You are more than welcome. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go downstairs and check in with the bar, and then I will be off for the night. And I do thank you for the extra time, by the way.
No. Yeah, you do a great job.
Well, thank you. And with that, he nods respectfully, and he leaves the penthouse, leaving the three of you to your own devices.
Dibs on TV.
Go ahead. I mean, yeah, whatever you watch.
Makes no difference to me, and I go and I sit down in one of the lounge chairs, and I, from almost nowhere, seemingly produce a book and start flipping through it.
What is Rachel currently reading?
She's reading Things Fall Apart.
Okay. Flint, what do you find on the TV?
We're actually going to try to load the NES again, and I've been trying to get through Super Mario Brothers 3, and it's just not happening. But tonight's the night.
And Francis, are you assisting with this technological endeavor?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I know. I go up and look like, don't we need some sort of adapter for... I mean, to us, time is kind of a non-issue, but this is kind of ancient, isn't it? As far as technology goes.
As long as you blow in the cartridge, it'll work.
I remember that. I mean, does that work? Yeah. Okay.
And I'll proceed the next 5 minutes to try to get the game to work, I guess.
Okay. So, as Flint and Francis, as you're messing around with the TV, unfortunately, this is just not going to happen. Get too old of a console on too new of a TV, there's going to be issues. So,
I mean, it's a 4K TV.
Right. So, after giving it up again for probably the third or fourth night in a row,
I'm just taking the NES back to my studio. I'm taking it out of the lounge. I'm mad.
So, with that, the phone in the penthouse actually rings, and this is the dedicated line from the downstairs bar up to the penthouse itself.
I walk over and I put it on speakerphone.
It's Zeke on the other end, and in the background you can hear the light jazz that you guys pipe in over the sound system. It's all about the mood and the aesthetic, really.
Of course.
And there's a low murmur, in the back. Yes. Thank you for picking up. There's you have a guest. It's probably imperative that you see him right now.
All of us, or just myself?
Well, it's a group effort. Unfortunately, it's Mr. Jones.
Okay.
Should I send him up?
Go ahead.
All right. He will be right up. Zeke hangs up the phone, and it's like a minute or two walk up the stairs, so you guys have a brief moment alone.
Okay. Well,
What
I'm
do you
going.
think he wants?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, he is a sheriff. Could be another errand for us to assist with.
I guess I wouldn't mind another job.
No,
Yeah.
I'm getting itchy.
He usually comes for business here. So
Yeah.
I see no difference.
And with that, Mr. Jones lets himself in. He's wearing what you could probably write off as urban chic. The hoodie that he's wearing probably costs upwards of $120. He's got relatively clean black BDU pants, and they're bloused into his Timbs. He walks in, and he closes the door behind him.
Mr. Jones, welcome.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me here. Look, I'm gonna dispense with the pleasantries and not give you shit for not using my title, cousin. But we do have a situation, and Prince Jimenez wants it handled discreetly. Is that something that the three of you think you're going to be capable of doing for me real quick?
Yes, please proceed, Sheriff. And I glare at Francis.
All right, well, here's the scoop. I've got a free-range ghoul hanging out in the back of my car. I don't know who he belongs to, but he was he caused a little bit of a scene at the art gallery, and this is something that I think, yeah, we look, to be perfectly honest here, we don't want, Primogen Tran raising too big of a shit fit about this. So, do you want him up here or do you want him downstairs?
I mean, I feel as though I'd rather be discreet and have him up here. And not bother the
Very true.
downstairs area.
Can't affect sales.
We don't need a scene there as well.
No.
All right, I will be right back. And he turns and he leaves. And it sounds like, as he closes the door, it sounds like he's having a conversation with Zeke for a very brief moment. But you do hear him kind of clomp down the hallway and back towards the stairs.
Oh, what do you think this is all about?
Well, it concerns me that his origin is unknown. In terms of who he belongs to, that's a problem.
You got to find out if he remembers or if there's a bigger issue at hand.
Well, and what was the nature of the scene?
Questions, questions, questions.
I just hope he'll be compliant.
Oh, you
Oh,
will.
yeah. he will.
And it is after that the sheriff returns, and he's actually got the man with him handcuffed, and he does look to. It looks like he might have gotten a few love taps between the art gallery and here. He does have a wad of what's probably toilet paper or Kleenex jammed up one of his nostrils, and he's got a pretty sizable swelling going on the side of his head. He looks to be like someone who's probably better suited hanging out in the back of an alley than the art gallery itself. His clothes are dirty, and the smell that you are picking up in the room, if you bother breathing and sampling the air, is definitely coming off of this gentleman. His eyes are bugging out of his head. He is clearly in a panic, and it is taking everything in him to keep composed enough to not get another walloping. Sheriff Jones kind of grabs him by the shoulder and pushes him forward a little bit and steps back, and he crosses his hands in front of him. All right, you tell him what's up. The man is just kind of looking at the three of you very hectically. Look, I need a fix. I need a fix, and I don't know what's going to happen if I don't get it. God, I need to get taken care of, and I can't find my guy.
I would like to compel him.
Okay. No roll necessary.
Okay, so I have full eye contact with him, and I just say, tell me what happened in full.
He kind of winces a little bit, like he knows what's going on. This isn't the first time he's had his mind rolled. Alright, well, look, the guy that I work for, he only comes around once every couple of weeks, and he gives me a job, and I keep my mouth shut, and he gives me his blood. Like, I know who's who around town. I know what the three of you are. I know what this motherfucker is. And you can see Israel just kind of...
Please, I don't want... no curse words needed here. I don't want more blood on the carpet.
It's red for a reason.
All right. Look. All right. I'll try to behave, but my guy hasn't been around.
Who is your guy?
He kind of looks back over his shoulder at Israel, and he looks at the three of you. I really shouldn't say. I really
use
shouldn't.
mesmerize.
Okay, it's screw with the ghoul. All right.
Tell me who your guy is.
He's fighting it. It's Bosco Peterson. Mr. Peterson, this is not going to require any sort of rolling. Mr. Peterson is actually the Nosferatu Primogen. Oh God, he's gonna fucking kill me if he found out that I told you guys. And Israel steps forward and he picks him up by the back of the shirt and lifts him up, just like a sack of potatoes. There's no effort involved. So you're telling me that your Dom is the fucking Nosferatu Primogen and you haven't seen him long enough to worry about what's going to happen if you run out of blood? Yeah. Look, it's been at least 3 weeks since I've gotten my fix, and I can feel it, and I don't know what's going to happen. I'm 80 years old. And the guy in front of you looks maybe in his mid to late 30s.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
I know that, but look, I just need something, please. Israel tosses him back down onto the carpet in front of you.
So has no one seen him?
Israel kind of mulls his words. Like, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the Primogen, but, I mean, he comes and goes as he pleases, and there's really no good way for... I can't even keep track of the guy, and it's my job to keep track. Like, I personally haven't seen him since the last Elysium, and that was well over a month ago.
So he's got a shitty Dom going right now. Like, why has he got... My bigger question that I'm thinking of is, why has he got all these tissues up here? Just because he didn't want to talk, or did he do something else to get him?
Flip a coin.
Oh, you said that he was caught doing something. What was he doing?
He knows where people are, obviously, and he came into Tran's place
Asking for blood.
basically, yeah. And Tran got a hold of me after letting Prince Jimenez know what the score was, and the prince sent me down to go collect him. And you know, the prince, he's a busy man, and he said take him to you.
So we need to find Primogen. Sounds like.
I kind of look. I've been staring this guy down up until now, and I just sort of like turn and start walking away, and I'm like, pathetic. This is a huge liability.
The man, he looks at you. I know, you know, about the masquerade and your guys' laws. I know what happens. And I know I fucked up going to the art gallery. I promise you, though, I didn't say anything to anybody that was going to cause you guys and the rest of you...
How do you know?
How can we trust you in this state? You understand?
Look, you just got to take my word for it, all right? Look, I know who Tran is, and shit, and he kind of slumps. I can't.
I look at I look at Sheriff Jones, and they're like, is he going to be missed?
Well, that all kind of depends on if you know, Mr. Peterson shows up.
Yeah, taking out somebody's ghoul. Maybe
I'm not saying taking him out. I'm just saying let him expire.
Well, of course. If
That's
we,
not our
That
response.
seems the same thing, just
But
with
it's not our
slightly
res-
less effort.
It's not our responsibility to make sure he gets his blood. That's
But
the
you
first-
can understand that we're a part of this establishment. We're working for this establishment, and a primogen, this is directly related. So we have to tread lightly here. I'm just trying to think for this man, and I turn around and look back at him. Do you want trouble now, or do you want trouble later? Those are your two options, because isn't your master going to be quite upset at your behavior?
Yeah, and he's fighting back tears, and he's actually he's getting the shakes a little bit. Yeah, and look, I know I fucked up, and I know that in the food chain I'm like bottom. All right, I get that, and if I have to choose between now or later, I might as well just get it over with now.
I'm gonna go and put a nice firm hand on his shoulder.
And he does not resist whatever you're going to try to do. This man's broken.
Now, usually at a time like this, I would just snap your neck and I'd be done with it. However, I feel like there might be something more serious going on. So, how about we do this? If you tell us the last whereabouts of where you've seen him, you don't cooperate, you're going to just expire. If you lie to us,
you're going to
then you're going to
expire.
expire. But if you talk to us, maybe your Dom's actually in trouble. Maybe we can help him out, and then maybe you can survive a little bit longer.
That's...
You're going to be our truffle pig.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, well, I really don't have a choice, I guess, do I?
Nope.
And Israel was kind of looking at the three of you. So, what's your guys' play here? Are you going to take custody of this guy, or
Is Zeke still in the room?
No, Zeke is downstairs.
Okay.
Group vote. Do we
We
take
have
him
to
in?
we have to secure him, and since we've been tasked to take care of this situation, I'll have to check with Zeke if maybe there is currently an empty apartment, sparsely furnished, something where we know where he will be at all times. He can be sequestered there while
We have a
he
basement.
provides us information.
So we have a closet.
Well, let's not be barbaric already.
Ooh,
And
should put it
we
next to
don't
one of
want
yours.
it getting back to society at large that this was our first plan of action, and we should at least try to exercise some sort of discretion here. So I think simply sequestering him, and I'm just like fully, I don't really care that he's in the room here.
Yeah.
I'm very
I don't think
I
anybody's paying
I
attention
don't
to this
care.
guy.
So we need
Hand
to
still firmly grasped, though.
Yeah.
we need to, I just think we need to put him in a non-inhabited unit, which I'm sure Zeke can point us in the right direction to, and
Get bars on the
Maybe.
windows, lock them down.
right, and maybe if he's good, we can give him a little something.
But who's going to give him that something?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I don't like when you say that.
Wow.
All right. Who's going to page Zeke?
I'll page Zeke.
Okay. He answers his phone. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Zeke. I was wondering, do we have any units in the building that are currently not in use?
We actually do on the... this would actually be the apartment across from Mr. Flint's.
Perfect.
Wonderful. We're going to need to make use of that. We have a guest that will need to use that area for a temporary time.
Exactly how temporary are we discussing, ma'am?
We don't... The nature of the situation is yet unknown, so let's say we'll start at a few days and we'll see where things go from there.
Understood. How about food, water? I mean, the utilities are currently running, but I'm assuming that we'll just pay for the water out of the general building fund.
Of course.
And food, he can get whatever we get ready to throw away at the end of the night. Leftover scraps.
Understood. Yes, if you go into my office, the key for that apartment is hanging up on the pegboard behind my desk.
Is there a bar in this room?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to go over to the bar and find like the smallest glass possible, just like the tiniest glass. And I am going to gently bite into my wrist and just let the tiniest sample into this cup. Like, it almost isn't filling it at all because it's kind of like the thick, viscous, and it sort of just looks like it's sticking to the walls rather than filling it up as a liquid volume. So I do that, and I approach the ghoul, and I just hold it up.
Okay. Go ahead and make a rouse check for the blood expenditure here.
Okay. Success.
All right. Your body voluntarily gives up just enough to give this man his fix without angering your beast or making you hungrier. And as soon as the smell of the vitae hits his nostrils, he snatches the glass and he drinks it, and he's licking the blood from inside the glass, trying to get every single drop that he can out of this.
I snatch the glass away from him. Disgusting.
Squeeze.
And I take it back to the bar.
Squeeze the shoulder a little bit more. Manners.
Thirsty.
Thank you. Oh, that was okay. I'm okay. I'm all better now. I'm all better. He's starting to nod off.
Wake him up.
Let's get him out of here, please. Is Zeke on his way up?
Yeah. Zeke does come, and he gets the key, and he knocks, and Israel kind of looks at the three of you. You want me to get that?
Go ahead.
All right. Israel opens the door, and Zeke actually jumps, not expecting to see the sheriff standing there. Zeke's been around the block a few times. He knows who's who. He knows what's what. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Sheriff. And he enters the room, and he hands whoever's nearest. I would assume it was probably Francis.
Yeah.
Okay. He hands you the key to the apartment, and I will I will have some groceries delivered tomorrow morning for our guest.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Thank you, Zeke.
And do you wish for me to take the gentleman to his room, or?
We got it.
All right. I will be back downstairs getting the cash drop ready. But yes, please feel free to let me know if you need my services anymore tonight.
Will do. Thanks again.
You're very much welcome, sirs and ma'am. And Zeke makes a beeline out of the room. It's almost like he gets a little nervous being around kindred and authority outside of the coterie that he serves. All right, and Israel reaches into the pocket of his hoodie and he flips out a little notebook and a little nub of a pencil, and he's starting to take notes. All right, where was the last time that you saw, or when and where was the last time that you saw Primogen Peterson? He usually meets me in the alley behind the library. That's usually where I hang out, and he's pretty regular. Every couple of weeks he stops by and he gives me a job and gives me a drink. All right, and so when was the last time? You still haven't answered my question. It's been about 3 weeks now. He's fighting real hard to stay awake.
Get a specific date?
Huh? No. I mean, I don't own a phone or anything. I know that it's March, but I don't know the date.
What kind of job?
Well, I usually tail people. Keep an eye on the people moving about downtown. The lawyers, the politicians, the real estate guys. He has me keep tabs on who's going where and when.
Has he had you tail any kindred recently?
He's taking a moment.
Choose your words wisely.
This is going to require you to roll. He does not want to
Worth
provide
a shot.
He doesn't want to provide this information. So go ahead and do manipulation and intimidation, please.
Wish I could say this was a lot.
Could I assist in any way?
Yes. How are you going to assist?
Once I see him start to kind of fumble, and I'll just kind of lean a little closer to him, just using just my brute and dominance, and I'm like, you will tell him.
Can I help as well?
Yes. How is Rachel going to participate in the shenanigans here?
I mean, I also have a point in intimidation, so I'm just going to look at him in that really severe Catholic nun school teacher about to slap you on the wrist with a ruler look, and just daggers with my eyes and just a disgusted look.
Yeah, I have 2 dots in insight and 3 in manipulation.
So then he gets 2 die added to the pool.
Yes. Yeah. So Flint.
Okay.
Flint, go ahead and roll manipulation and intimidation with 2 bonus dice in the pool, please.
On it.
Two successes.
Yeah, he did. I don't know exactly who this person was. They're new in town. I haven't seen them around, in or out of the Orpheum or in or out of the gallery. But it's he was a tall, kind of skinny looking guy. I don't know if he was another Nosferatu, but I mean, he looked really weird. But yeah, that was actually the last job that he gave me, was to look after this guy.
Saying Nosferatu look weird?
Well, I work for the goddamn Nosferatu Primogen. I think, I can qualify my assessment by saying that they look fucking weird.
Squeeze. Manners.
Yep.
I'm sorry. God, ow.
Are we about done with this?
I think we might be, hopefully. Sheriff, have you noticed any new Nosferatu in the city?
Zeke, or not Zeke, I'm sorry. Israel. Israel just kind of rolls his eyes. Like, look, you know what I've been doing lately, and to be perfectly honest, a Nosferatu can get in and out of the city with, like, I might as well not even be on the lookout for any newcomers, as far as the Nosferatu are concerned. You open up a manhole, you're gonna find a Nosferatu. I wish I could help you out with that, but no, there's a lot of kindred coming in and out of the city, and it wouldn't surprise me if a Nosferatu just came out of nowhere.
The sheriff's right. If they don't want to be detected most of the time, they are not. And with the increased traffic in the city, that's going to be tough to sniff out.
I understand. It's just worth a shot. You never know.
But I look at the ghoul and I'm like, ghoul, I mean, like, did we ever, what is your name?
1 second. Yep. My name's Kevin Mcginty.
Okay, Kev. Whereabouts were you following this guy at? Did he have any usual patterns? Were you tracking him?
I only spotted him twice. Once was actually around the library, and then the other time that I spotted him was over in Morningside.
Would you be able to spot him if you saw him again?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean, the guy sticks out like a sore thumb if you know what he looks like.
Okay, well, you're going to be our eyes on this when we do go looking for this guy, because I think he is probably going to be a key piece of information. I mean, if it was important for the Primogen for you to follow him...
Well, I don't really have any choice in the matter now, do I?
No.
Alright, can I... Look, I'm really tired. Can I just go? I mean,
What time is it?
Right now it is currently, we'll say 11 o'clock at night.
I'll take him to his room for now. I think we have enough information to go in here. I think we can make a plan of attack.
You can have a nap.
Well, thank you. And,
I'll walk him out.
I'll follow him just to make sure.
Okay.
That, well, how far away is
Second floor.
second?
So
floor?
we're gonna have to go.
4
Down.
floors down.
How many apartments are on that floor? Since he's across from me.
I believe we settled on 6.
6 on that floor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna walk, and I'm gonna be like, now, Kevin, the most important information you need to know right now. I hate the name Kevin.
Okay.
So remember that.
And I hate
I'm gonna be-
Mcginty.
I'm gonna be right across from where you stay, and I have cameras in that room.
Okay.
Don't make me have to do anything that you wouldn't want me to do.
Please, this is like kicking a dog when it's down. It's just please take him back. God.
We're walking.
Okay. So Francis and Flint are escorting the ghoul down to his room. The sheriff is still up in the penthouse with Rachel. Rachel will have a little scene here, and then we'll pan over to Francis and Flint. So this is a nice place you got here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been up here in the penthouse.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you finally got to come up here, Sheriff, and thank you for bringing this person to us tonight to figure out.
Yeah, I'm gonna level with you. This guy's a nobody.
That was my impression.
It's just, yeah, the scene that he caused, the gallery, he's lucky that Tran didn't just take care of him then and there. I wasn't there for it, but it was from what I'm hearing, it was pretty gnarly. I don't think that there's a masquerade breach that we have to worry about, but
That would have been my primary concern.
it's just, I mean, if this guy was the ghoul to anybody else except a member of the court, you know what would have happened to him.
I guess I can't help but wonder after what we saw since you brought him here, why him? What is he offering? I don't understand. He's obsequious.
Well, I mean, in my line of work, I actually lean on guys like him. So it would make sense if, the Primogen's gonna be looking for an errand boy to, do his dirty work. I mean, yeah, a homeless guy. I mean, yeah, they come in handy.
I guess better for the messenger to be nobody, or the follower to be nobody.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's how it works out sometimes. And so Francis and Flint have frog marched.
Oh, I think we're going like arm in arm.
But Francis and Flint have frog marched Mr. Mcginty to his apartment. It's very very drab. There's, I think, probably like a card table and some folding chairs, a fridge. This apartment's usually kept empty for, we'll say, different purposes. This apartment is not sunproofed, but if someone needs a spot to lay low in, I mean, yeah, it serves a purpose. And he's looking around. This actually isn't that bad.
Don't get used to it.
I don't plan on it. I look, to be perfectly honest, this neighborhood is not my cup of tea. There's too much going on. I just want to be left alone in my alley.
Well, you're going to be left alone in here. I'm going to have a chair outside. I'll be sitting in it.
Understood. Yeah. Understood. Do you have a guy that I can get in contact with if I need something or if something comes up?
I'll have a burner phone for you here in just a few. I'll make sure there's 2 phone numbers in it, mine and the person that you can get in contact with.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Now look, we don't like to get our hands messy unless it's necessary, but we will. So, like I said, yeah, you play ball with us, and you'll come out on the other side.
All right, thank you. That's all I ask was a fair shake, and you guys are doing right by me so far. You haven't killed me,
Yeah,
No.
so. All right, you will leave Mr. Mcginty to his own devices and rejoin Rachel back up in the penthouse. And Israel's looking like he's getting ready to leave. He's zipping up his hoodie. He's taking a fingernail to a little spot of blood that ended up on his Timberlands. All right, look, if you want my professional advice, it might not be a bad idea to check out this guy's place. What it is anyway, and at least that's where I would start.
Oh yeah, for sure. And once he gets a little bit of rest, I honestly wouldn't mind taking a drive to around some of the locations where he had previously followed the guy. See if we can't track down this newcomer.
We'll learn more about this. You can count on that.
And you know how to get a hold of me.
Yes.
Of course, Sheriff.
All right. Well, I bid you good night. I've got to get back down to the airport. There's shift change with the TSA for the they're running 4 shifts down there right now, and I need to I need to make sure that everything is good to go. There have been some shakeups in the staff, and I need to make sure that everyone. I need to make sure that I can vouch for everyone that's down there right now. So
Yeah, go ahead and thank you for visiting us tonight, Sheriff, and you're always welcome to pop in whenever, and I apologize for the informal greeting earlier. Just wasn't really expecting to see you and our humble abode here.
And point of order, I mean, I can technically come in here whenever I want, but I appreciate the invitation, and you all, I'll be in touch if you be in touch.
Yep.
And Israel leaves.
Well, that's a pleasant start to a night.
Is so much threatening really necessary? He was in a puddle as soon as he got in here, and yet you continued with this redundant.
I don't know how to turn it off
machismo.
sometimes.
an impression is only deep as you want it to go. So I feel like we've left a deep impression on this man.
And like I said, I don't know how to turn it off sometimes. I like a shark to blood. I see it and I can't help.
Well, I would suggest you exercise some restraint. That's why I'm here to rein it in, as they say. So we can have a little bit more of a...
Feng shui?
No.
Oh.
No. Oh.
Yin yang?
Okay. This discussion is over. I did want to say, what I will do is, because we don't know how long Kevin will be here or when we'll be able to reunite the happy pair, I'm going to take some time by myself to do a ritual that will ensure we will know where he is at all times.
Very good idea.
It will take a few nights, but I'm sure I'll have enough time to do it before he leaves. Now I just need some blood.
Were there any droplets on the ground from where he was?
No, I'm going to need quite a lot more than that.
Of his blood?
Oh, of any blood.
I was gonna say, if his blood, we could get that arranged.
Again, it feels like kicking a puppy. The more we drain him, so to speak, of his physical energy, of his mental energy, the less useful he will be to us. So he should stay in stasis at the moment, with the bare minimum to maintain upkeep. But any blood will do. I just
do we have any?
Perhaps when we go out, we can
grab somebody. I'm sure we
figure
can
something out.
We can figure something out. We're gonna head over to the alley here in a second, anyway.
I was gonna say, or do we have any bag blood on hand that we could?
Oh yeah. It stands to reason that you guys would you would keep a emergency supply on hand. Can't remember how much blood a bloodstone actually takes.
It takes a liter.
Oh yeah, you've got that. You've got that
Okay.
on hand.
I guess I could just use a bag. It's just a little nicer when it's fresh, you know?
Yeah.
It's fine.
I understand.
I'll use what I have.
If you want fresh blood, we can get you fresh blood.
I don't think that's something for this purpose. I can use some of this reserve that we have. That's fine.
Keep the fresh for us.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Right, so is the coterie going to go visit the alley?
I believe so.
Okay. So, a little geography here. Downtown Sioux City, the Orpheum sits at the intersection of, I believe it's 5th or 6th. Yeah. But it's a prominent fixture of downtown Sioux City. The library is right across the street. And all throughout downtown Sioux City, there's actually a connection of skywalks from building to building, to parking garage to parking garage. So you, just for an example, you could walk from the Ho Chunk Center all through downtown and get to City Hall, and not have to set foot on the pavement.
Oh.
But yeah, it's from where St. Valentine's is. It is a relatively short drive, especially traffic this time of night. It's easily done. Who is going to be driving?
Before we take off, I want to give Kevin the burner phone.
Oh, okay. We can just compress that there and say you gave him the phone. We've already gone over the particulars of the phone itself.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Let's see. I have a drive of 1. I'll drive.
I have a drive of 0, so yeah.
Okay.
Everybody in the truck.
So yeah. So what does Flint drive?
Flint's going to be driving a Silverado.
Crew cab.
Okay. So Flint's driving. Who's sitting up front with him, or is Rachel and Francis both riding in the back of the crew cab?
I'll sit in the front, unless the lady wants to sit up front.
No, I prefer to sit in the back.
Okay, I'm controlling the tunes.
Alright, so Flint drives through downtown, and it's a relatively, like I said, it's a relatively short drive. I'm not going to require a drive roll. This is routine.
We probably get there before I make up my mind of what to listen to.
You've passed driver's ed. You can get there.
Yes. So you do. Are you parking right on the street by the library in the Orpheum?
Couple blocks out.
Okay.
Blocks out.
Okay. All right. So you park the truck, and yeah, there was a show at the Orpheum tonight, but it let out well before the three of you would arrive. Now, the interesting thing about Sioux City is also there's still an old steam pipe network, and every once in a while, you'll have billows of steam coming out of the storm drains.
Whoa.
But the three of you have the run of the street, basically. The occasional passing car. You do hear a siren from the hospital just a few blocks away. An ambulance either taking off or coming in. The alley behind the library actually sits directly underneath the skywalk. The skywalk's built into the second floor of the library, and the alley sits underneath that abutment. As you enter into the alley and you get further in, the smell of we'll say human occupancy gets closer, and you do come upon a little makeshift little shelter here. It's not the stereotypical refrigerator box. There's actual maybe some bent tent poles and
A little bit of integrity, structural integrity to it.
Right. So it's clear that Kevin's been camping out here for quite some time.
Okay.
Doesn't look like much.
No. Let's see.
Can I just examine the
Yeah.
inside of the shelter more closely?
Yeah. Go ahead and do wits and investigation, please.
Okay. Okay. Not bad. 3 successes.
All right. So as you're rummaging through the little shelter here, you do stumble upon some personal effects. An old wallet with what appears to be Kevin's driver's license, long expired. There's no cash in it. You do happen to find, kind of tucked inside a garbage bag stuffed with smaller plastic bags that he might have been using as a pillow. You do happen to find a little notebook. And it goes without saying that the inside of the shelter just reeks.
I'm extracting the notebook and I'm immediately emerging from it I'd like
Wasn't in there?
I mean, you saw the man. It's what
No.
you'd expect, but I found something here.
Ooh.
And I want to open. Is it just like a folding book notebook or a legal pad or something or?
It's a the little flip notebooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So I just want to read what some of the writing in there, if there is any.
Most of it's actually legible, believe it or not.
Okay.
It's written in black ink, and you see like day one, Masterson leaving City Hall, blue four-door carrying briefcase. Just random, notes of observation, different people, different places. You do happen to see that there is a section of this notebook. This is like the most recent entry. Day one, followed tall guy. Left Orpheum, went into library. Stayed 3 hours, left library. Disappeared in alley, unable to follow.
So it says here that in terms of the unknown kindred that he was observing, he came out of the Orpheum, he went across the street to the library, he stayed 3 hours, he left the library, he disappeared into the alleyway, and it seems that Kevin couldn't follow him at that point, which is no surprise. But the library, that's interesting. That seems so exposed.
I wonder what time of day or night it was.
Well, if it's who we were thinking it was, it should have been at night.
I'm just trying to say, like, was the library even open at this point?
Yeah, that didn't immediately occur to me.
And if he disappeared in the alleyway, we should check to see if there's any manholes directly in the alleyway.
Okay. I'd like to sense the unseen.
Alright, go ahead and make your roll. I'm double checking.
Yeah, that one I'm blanking on. Dang it.
And I'm sure someone that is watching this would be able to, no, you dummy, it's this and this! Like right off the top of their head.
They're just screaming at the screen.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Okay, sense the unseen is wits and aspects.
Okay.
You know what? I was literally going to say wits and aspects just before you said it. I was sitting there thinking, because, yeah.
Alright. I'm rolling now. 3 successes.
Okay.
Alright.
So, you open up your preternatural kindred senses to the spirit world. And there's always some residual spiritual energy, regardless of if you're actively looking for someone who wishes to remain hidden supernaturally. The odd, wisp of a barely there ghost, weird traces of energy that's, it's just background noise of the city. You don't really see anything that would imply that someone is hiding out here. However, inside the alley, just a few yards away from Kevin's shelter, you do see a what appears to be some red markings on the wall, and they kind of glow and thrum, almost like a heartbeat.
And it's just past the shelter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say maybe 15, 20 feet.
Okay. I want to, walk over in that direction to look to see closer what's written there.
Okay. The markings actually appear to be magical in nature. You do recognize some basic, like spell formulae here. If you wish to decipher what's going on, go ahead and roll intelligence and occult, please.
That's my specialty.
Good.
This is why I'm here.
I'd have a decent attempt at least, but no, this is. Let's do it.
Man. I'm gonna burn a willpower to re-roll a few.
Spoke too soon.
And that sounded like you had quite a bit of dice there.
I did, and it didn't go super well, so I'm marking one off there. 3 is the maximum, correct?
Yes, reroll 3
Okay.
normal dice.
Yep, okay. Okay, 5 successes.
Alright, so this appears to be a ward of protection against spirits. And
Sorry.
And the more you're studying it, it almost seems like there are faint hints and wisps of a doorway etched out of the same red energy.
Flint, Francis, come here.
What did you find?
What you looking at here?
There's a ward of protection here against spirits, and it almost feels like there's some kind of whisper of a doorway. Don't touch it. Don't touch anything.
And of course, Francis and Flint cannot see
Right.
the magic.
I just see bricks.
I know. I'm telling you, I'm using my abilities to
Don't touch the wall.
see
Yeah,
what is
okay.
hidden. So there's a ward against spirits, and then there either was or is some kind of doorway here. It doesn't seem like I'm not sure that we can access it. I don't have any leads as to how to access it, nor would I don't know if that would be exactly safe either, but
I was just gonna ask if there'd be a way for you to boost the energy to the door, but there goes that.
I don't know that I can do that. But upon this discovery, could the Nosferatu, when Kevin here wrote that he disappeared into the alley, could he have disappeared through a magic door?
I'd say it's a pretty safe bet. What's it say in the book about the Morningside spotting?
There were, as an aside, there were no notes about the Morningside visit.
And this is the magic door next to Kevin's place, not the alley that he got lost in.
No, this
correct?
is
the same one.
It's the same
Okay.
one.
So, obviously, I'm going to have to do some further reading here to see how I might see where this goes, because where it could go, that's where we could find.
I was gonna say, I'd be willing to bet that wherever Kevin lost him in Morningside, there's probably another door there, too.
Interesting, perhaps.
So he's probably popping in and out of the city willy-nilly as he pleases by putting these doors up.
This isn't exactly easy to do. I want to make sure we're understanding that
Oh, no, I understand.
this could be potentially very serious in terms of what he is doing or trying to conceal that he's doing, or who might be also watching him besides Kevin. There may be other eyes on this as well.
Just out of curiosity, just not that it really matters, but this door, is it on the library or the building opposite?
It's on the library. So to clarify, we'll have a little out of character aside here. So to clarify, going off of Kevin's notes, it could be inferred that the tall man left the Orpheum, went through the main entryway of the library, left the library, went into the alley, and then disappeared.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that what building that the doorway was on, if it was on the library or the building.
It's on the library side, yes.
Okay.
I take my car keys, I take my spare key, I hand it to Francis. Just in case you need to go somewhere, I'm gonna put an eye on this place for a bit, see if we can see if somebody goes through this door.
Okay.
And with Cat's grace, I will climb up the library.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna now the alley itself. I should have clarified this. The alley itself is actually like underneath. There is
skywalk.
Yeah, it's not a it's a closed alley.
I got you. So the skywalk actually goes above it, so there's no. Okay, I could still.
But he could go on
a
building across the street.
Yeah, see if there's anybody who goes through the alley. I just want to get a good focal point, the best focal point I can on it. So if it's not the library, maybe across the street I can go on and...
Okay.
Or Spider-Man hang upside down from the skywalk.
I can balance pretty good, but I don't think I can hold myself that long.
Okay, so let me look up Cat's Grace here.
I'm pretty sure it's just free.
Automatically passes any dexterity or athletics-based roll needed to keep balance.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm moving up, it helps me make sure I can move a little smoother than clumsily climbing a ladder or
Falling in style.
Or moving shimmying up a drain pipe.
Okay. We'll say, okay, now across the street from the library is actually going to be a building being renovated.
Okay.
Now
Is there like an open window?
Well, there's actually construction scaffolding you can climb up.
Okay.
And you're able. Well, now this time of night, you're not going to have to worry too much about, Joe Blow seeing you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do manage to get up on top of the scaffolding with total ease, and you're kind of staking out the library from across the street up high. What are Rachel and Francis going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with him looking up there, if you were a Nosferatu trying to hide in Morningside, where would you be?
Well, Morningside, in and of itself, is a very confusing neighborhood.
Yeah.
Now,
So anywhere and everywhere.
basically, yes. There are. There's the underground infrastructure in Morningside isn't as intense as downtown and some of the older sections of the city. But there's plenty of conceivable locations that a Nosferatu could linger and hide. It does stand to be reasoned, however, that the Tremere do firmly have a control over Morningside campus itself, so that's of the college. So it would be a reason that there's the campus itself is going to be free of any Nosferatu influence, but it is a pretty broad and expansive neighborhood.
Seems kind of impossible to narrow down at this point.
Going off of a wild hunch, if this doorway was on a library, should we go check out the library in Morningside to see if there's a doorway on that building?
I don't think that's a bad idea. I can see how that might correlate. You think we can leave him here?
I mean, he's doing what he does best, and we're not too far away from home, so... And he has our numbers. Actually, I'm going to send him a text, like, you okay up there for a while by yourself?
Send a 10-4.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
All right.
So Rachel and Francis will depart from Morningside, and Flint will stake out the library. And here is where we will take a brief pause, so everyone can freshen up, and everyone watching can go ahead and also take a little bit of a breather. And we will catch you in 10 minutes. And welcome back. We pick up where we left off. We have Flint, our intrepid Bruja, staking out the library from a vantage point across the street. And Francis and Rachel have taken a little road trip into Morningside to go check out the library over there. We will resume with Rachel and Francis. Morningside is as we established earlier, a very confusing neighborhood. There is the bulk of Sioux City follows a very standard like street naming convention. You've got your east-west streets having numbers, and then the north-south streets, being named. Everything in Morningside is just like a hodgepodge. There's named streets everywhere, and it's for someone who doesn't live in the neighborhood, it's a little confusing. But you are on the main drag of Morningside Avenue, and you actually pass the Morningside College campus, which is where Rachel's clan holds dominion. And just a few blocks further south is the library itself. The main library downtown has 3 floors to it. The one here in Morningside is just a squat little building. The parking lot of the library is deserted, and there's very little in the way of traffic tonight. You pull Flint's truck into the parking lot, and you get out.
Well, what do you think? Does this look like a possible place?
I mean, it might be hard to narrow it down, but I think this is as good a spot as any to start looking.
I'm following your lead on this because, this is out of my depth.
Well, I'll still keep your wits about you.
Oh, no, I'm going to. I'm just saying, the magic-y, hokey-pokey stuff, that's on you.
Hokey-pokey stuff, okay. So, we get out of the car. I'm sorry, where are we? Just one more time, remind me, what am I looking at?
Okay, so you're in the parking lot, and the library itself sits on the like Morningside Avenue does a weird like L, so it runs east-west, and then it has a like a dog leg to go more like north-south.
Okay.
The library sits on that curve.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But it's a one-story building. We'll say it sprawls a little bit, but the library downtown is definitely the bigger of the two.
Sure.
There's the front doors are shut, the lights are off. There are a couple of the older orange arc sodium lights along the street and in the parking lot to help give some illumination. But other than that, it's quiet out.
Okay, so I want to basically just approach the library, like from the parking lot, moving towards it. So I'm assuming just like standing, like slightly to the left of the entrance.
Okay.
And then I will sense the unseen.
Okay.
So what's
Wits
an
and
aspects?
aspects?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, I got 2 successes.
Okay. You, as before, your eyes pierce through into the spirit world. This particular section of town seems to have a little bit more of the background noise as compared to the other library, and you kind of start walking along the outer perimeter of the building, and then when you do get towards like the back, your eyes do spot the same pattern as what you saw on the library downtown. You can't quite make out like where the door itself, if it is a door, would be, but you definitely do see something there.
Okay, and I look at. Did you follow me?
Oh yeah, no, I was letting you be in front, but I was following very close behind.
Okay. Well, there's a similar landscape here as there was at the other library. Not as clear of a picture of where the door might be. There's, those static whispers. Those feel louder here. I don't know if that could loud. Just the first one, there was a slight sound that was in reference to the door, and now there's a similar sound but it's slightly louder. I don't know if that indicates a greater amount of power, a greater amount of power in so this is similarly has a ward against spirits or no ward.
It does have the same ward.
It does have the same ward. Okay. And it also has the same ward of spirits. So suffice it to say, these places are connected, but I'm concerned that I can't pinpoint the exact location of the door.
I wonder if that means that this door is less frequented than the one downtown? Or that this one's older?
Possibly. There's so many questions, like,
Yeah.
who created it? Why is there a ward specifically against spirits? Is that an issue both here and at the other library? That, again, is something that could become serious, depending on
Yeah.
what spirits are lurking. So, I mean, I could say this establishes a pretty strong connection between the two places, but I'm not sure how much. I don't think I can really see or detect anything else until I can do some research on my own and see if I can learn anything more. But you were right to think that this was connected here.
Oh, I mean, no, I wasn't expecting you to know everything, because this is just seems like runs deeper than what we were expecting it to. I mean, this doesn't seem like it's just some.
I mean, no, this was obviously placed here with care.
Yeah.
Both with protection and a means to transport some people, some things. There's a lot of unknown variables. This is an intentional thing. It makes sense that it could be connected to Nosferatu concerns, as with all their underground dealings, exchanging of information. I mean, this could be a very useful tool in their employ. At the same time, this level of magic.
I mean, it looks sophisticated. It looks very high end.
Well, I don't know how much I can qualify that really, but like I said, there's intent. There's intention here to achieve something, to transport something, to be concealed. Why it's these libraries, that's of great interest to me.
And now we will pivot over to Flint. Flint, you have you've been sitting here for a good 25 minutes, maybe a half hour now.
Gotcha.
You've been trying to keep a focused eye on the library. Up here, you do this is probably one of the higher points downtown, and you've got a pretty good view of the most of the neighborhood.
Gotcha.
I want you to go ahead and roll resolve and investigation, please, since you've been doing a prolonged stakeout.
Three.
Excellent. So, yeah, your eyes are going Orpheum, library, the courthouse, down the block, back to the library. You see a figure run down the street and into the alleyway of the library.
Okay. Is this person running fast enough where I can't take a picture, or do I catch him early enough that I can try to take a few shots?
We'll say when you realize what they were doing, you're able to snap, unfortunately, a lower quality image of them going into the alley. But yeah, you've got some photographic evidence that they were there.
Okay, I will, with Cat's Grace, descend.
Okay. No roll required on that one there either. Hooray for Cat's Grace. So, yeah, almost effortlessly you clamber back down the scaffolds. And you cross the street. How are you going to approach this?
I'm gonna once I hit ground floor, I'm gonna try to see if I can see down the alley before I start moving forward across the street.
Okay. Let's see here. From this particular vantage point, you really can't get a good glimpse. You can't see into the alley until you were like at the alley.
Okay. Well, then I will cautiously move towards the corner so I can try to lean in and get a good view without standing there.
Dex and stealth.
Go.
With a specialty in silent movement.
That'll go ahead and give yourself an extra die.
Hang on.
So many dice.
This is what he's built for. 2, 3, 4.
You have full command of your body. You know how to move, how to step, how to remain quiet and unobtrusive. And you kind of tilt your head into the mouth of the alleyway. And you see someone rummaging around inside Kevin's shelter. It's hard to make out who it is.
I'm going to send a text to the two, let them know somebody's in Kevin's tent.
I get it now. Like, oh, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go now. Flint just messaged me. Someone is rummaging through Kevin's tent down in the alley.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, let's get back there.
Okay.
And yeah, we get there as fast as we safely can.
Okay, without having to make any rolls for fancy driving, it's going to take approximately 20 minutes to get from one library to the other.
Do you have a dot and drive?
No.
I don't either.
I would not advise rolling.
No. Nope. No, wasn't thinking about it.
I'm like putting my seatbelt on. I'm like adjusting the mirrors.
What kind of alley am I looking at? Are we looking at like side street to side street, or is it like a dead end?
It's a dead end.
Okay. I'm going to sit still. Actually, crap. I'm going to give as much time as I can to let them get to me, but if this guy looks like he's about to sidestep into some portal, I'm going to start making my move.
Understood. So the man's rummaging through the tent, and you hear, "God, where is it? Oh my God, where did it go?" It's Kevin, judging by the voice.
I'm going down there.
And you see just shit getting tossed from inside the tent. Oh my God, where is it? Where is it? And then he hears footsteps behind him. And he stops. He kind of scoots back and he looks up at you, Flint. Hello?
I'm just gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab around the throat. Not enough to choke him, but just enough to hold him.
He's gonna struggle.
That's cool.
Dex and Brawl, please.
Dex and Brawl with a specialty in grappling.
Okay. Give yourself an extra die. he is rolling strength and brawl.
6.
He's and there is no way that he is going to be able to break your grasp on his throat.
Very awesome to see you here. Since you're here, I got a couple questions for you. I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder, and we're gonna walk towards the area where I was shown the portal.
Okay.
And now, Kevin, I don't know how this works, so I'm going to be a little cautious here. And I'm going to take his hand and I'm going to stick it on the wall where that spot is. Just to see.
He doesn't resist. His hand touches brick. Nothing
Doesn't
happens.
do anything.
Nothing happens.
Good. I'm slamming him against the brick, and I'm going to text with the other hand to let him know Kevin escaped.
I flip open my phone since he's driving. Kevin is there.
Bad boy.
For
Okay.
fuck's sake.
We should have let him. We should have let him. We should have let him. We should have let him go.
Unbelievable. That ungrateful little cretin. Go faster.
And how far away are we?
You at this point in time are going over the viaduct over the Floyd River.
I'll do 5 miles over the speed limit.
Okay, you're fine.
Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
You're fine for now. And so there's Kevin with his hand on the brick wall.
Yeah, I'm going to slam his whole body into the wall there, so he's just kind of just holding him between the wall and me. And we're just going to hold there until everybody shows up.
And is the alleyway big enough? Why? I know the answer. It's yeah. I'm gonna pull the truck straight into the alleyway.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna pull off to the side. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull right on in.
All right. You still have a little bit of time yet, there, Francis.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know when we get there. Yeah, I am going to just pull on in.
Okay. All right. So Flint, he is trying to struggle to get away. So this is going to be a contested strength and brawl.
Okay.
He is not going anywhere.
No.
Just
With
let me go. I can explain.
No, you can't. You can explain as I hold you here.
Just,
And I might get tired and try to lean through you on the wall, so you might as well make it sound appealing to me.
look, I just came back to get my notebook. All right.
Why you need your notebook?
Because it has information in it that I need.
Like?
Stuff.
Push a little bit more until I can kind
God,
of feel a little bit.
God damn
Feel
it.
if his kind of ribs kind of bend a little bit. Not to break a rib, but
God. Just, look, I'll tell you the truth that God, it's clear I can't go anywhere. Just let me go, please.
I'm not gonna let you go. You can talk. Be happy I'm letting you use your lungs.
Look, there's stuff in that notebook that I need and that Peterson needs. I just
Like information on the tall man?
yes.
Well, since you're not the one that I wanted to see up here, and I grab him, I'm going to text him that I'm going back up to the scaffolding.
And are you bringing him along with you?
I'm bringing him along with me. I'll let them know. I'll meet you up top.
I'm receiving the message now. He said he's going back up top to the scaffolding. With Kevin, presumably.
The text him. I mean, at this point, if there was anyone that was going to be coming in or out of the alleyway, his cover's blown. Tell him to stay put.
I just typed back in all caps, stay in alley.
Looks like my friends want to see you a little bit sooner than expected. So have fun with that.
And that is when so as you pin Kevin back against the wall, that is when Francis and Rachel arrive, and Francis just pulls the truck right into the alley, and the lights are a little bit jarring. Flint, you've been in near dark here for a while, and the sudden appearance of the headlights is a little much.
Once I see Flint cover his eyes, I turn the lights off because I don't want to have him be taken by surprise.
Okay.
As soon as the car is like safely stopped, like I'm immediately like jumping out of the car. My
Same.
is sort of like billowing behind me as I'm like beelining it to Kevin.
He sees the two of you approaching, and he's just like preemptively wincing.
I turn on off.
Okay, and you're. Okay.
I'm walking up to him with a purpose. I am standing fully erect, walking like a man on a mission.
Okay.
And I'm right behind him, similarly. Right.
Alright, give me a second. Just double checking one thing. Alright. Okay, so Oz active. Alright. Oh, excuse me. And Francis, your imposing visage. You definitely have his full attention.
I am going to get inches away from his face at eye level, and I just lean in, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, we put our necks on the line and trusted you to do what we said for you to do. What are you doing out of the building?
I needed to get my notebook.
We have the notebook.
Oh, okay.
And it's staying with us.
No. I need that notebook.
No, it is staying with us. And you'll be happy if you're ever going to leave that room again.
Look, there's important information in that. I need that notebook, please. I need
I'm a
it.
very good keeper of information. I think it's better that it stay with me. You had one task, which was stay put. I opened my wrist for you, you nasty little pig. I gave of myself to try to subdue your disgusting hysteria because of your pathetic addiction. And now you're here. You had the gall to I'm assuming not moments after you were put in there, to just break every covenant that we had given you and come out here just because you needed this tiny little thing full of a simpleton's observations. I will keep this. And as Francis said, you will be lucky if you leave again. If you don't think that we're not going to tell anybody else what happened here, you're gravely mistaken. I don't know who you think we are.
With that, I want to knock him out.
Okay. Well, Flint's got him restrained. Rachel's been reading him the riot act. His attention is definitely on her, and you just come out of nowhere with a haymaker. I'm gonna give it to you. That makes that, yeah. There's no way between the three of you. I'm not gonna drag this out with die rolling. This fits.
Because I don't know the exact definition, but I do have Potent's lethal body. So yeah.
Okay, so.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Francis's fist impacts the side of his head, and it's like he got hit with a truck, and he goes completely and totally limp. And Flint's hands, however he was being restrained, he is now.
So he's still just kind of like he's now limpless against the wall. I'll just let him fall. I guess we could put him in the truck bed.
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly.
That was mine as well. I'm glad we're all in agreement.
Do you have a tonneau cover?
I don't think after what you just did to him, I don't think he's going to be up for a while.
No, I'm saying like a truck bed, like a cover. That way we can just throw him back there.
A little truck bed cover.
Yeah, so no one sees anything.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I'd have to make sure I have some kind of coverage there.
So yeah, I think between me and Flint, we easily pick him up and toss him in the back.
Yeah.
I'm just simmering by the car.
We come back and we check this spot out since our lead's pretty much dead for the day.
Yeah.
Let's get back in the car and get on our way, and we can explain what we saw.
I'm gonna call Zeke.
Good idea.
And he answers after 2 rings. Yes, sir.
How's everything going over there, Zeke?
About that. Look, I sincerely apologize, but I do believe that our guest has left the building.
How did he leave? Did he walk out the door or out a window?
Out a window, sir. Fire escape.
If we can we get some hammer and nails? And
I just want to lean over to Rachel and whisper, I told you we should have put him in a closet.
Maybe you were right.
Yeah, I believe we've got some hardware down in the basement that I can I will make sure that his apartment is ready for your return, and I'm assuming that you're going to want me to have someone stationed in the hallway during the day.
Would be lovely for you to do that.
All right, everything will be ready for when you get here.
Sounds good. We have him, and we're on the way.
Okay. And Zeke hangs up the phone. So, you drive back to the Windstone. At this point in time, it's getting closer to last call. It's about 1:15, 1:30. The bar itself, it's just the bartender and a waitress just cleaning up. There really isn't any more business here, at least for now. And you see that the lights in the cigar room are off. It's going to be if you are going to try to bring Kevin in through the back service entrance, you shouldn't have any problem doing this without drawing too much attention. So you bring him in, you unload Kevin, and I'm assuming Rachel, like, you're grabbing the door, and Flint and Francis, you're just hauling him. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you get up to the apartment where you've been stashing Kevin, and you see Zeke actually has his polo shirt off, and he's
You're the best. Montage and slamming hammers.
But he's got his polo off, and he's wearing a white tank top underneath, and he's got a little bit of a paunch to him. But yeah, he's bum 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 bum. He's nailing the window into the end of the frame, and he hears the door open, and he turns around. Sorry, I'm not quite done yet.
I think you have some time. And we would drop the body in the middle of, like, the floor.
He's alive, yes?
For now.
Yeah?
Yeah, look, I sincerely apologize that he got out. I really should have kept a better eye on him. I'm really sorry.
You were busy. I was afraid this was going to happen. You were busy keeping money coming into our pockets. Just try to do better next time.
Understood.
I'm looking at him sourly, not saying anything. I'm not happy, obviously.
Good cop, bad cop.
Alright, so Zeke spends about 3 more minutes. That window is not opening anytime soon. Is there anything else?
Oh, I don't know. Guys?
I think that should be it.
I don't think so. I can't stand to see him anymore, and I head for the door.
Make sure the person who is watching the door is armed.
That will be taken care of.
Well, once again, thank you for what you do.
You're welcome, sir.
And I just turn around and leave.
Is the coterie reconvening in the penthouse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so everything is as you left it. Nothing is out of place. Excuse me. Yeah, you have the room to yourselves.
Are the emergency blood bags in here?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm just gonna go and sort of, while they're, like, convening there, I'm gonna just, like, look at the different, like, bags and just kind of, like, weigh my options. I'm not taking one out yet, but I'm trying to focus on something else besides being extremely filled with rage.
Understood. You do have a couple of bags that are fractionated, and you do have one that is that it hasn't been treated yet. Now the shelf life on these is incredibly low.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
that would probably be your best bet for your bloodstone.
Okay.
I'm just kind of I'm just kind of pacing. And just fuming over. I'm not like, I don't blame anyone for what happened. I'm just mad that it did.
As I'm
Just
like
kind of-
looking, yeah, I'm looking over as I'm kind of just looking at the bags of blood. I don't look up, and I'm just like, if he does something like that again, he dies.
Oh, yes.
Then the Primogen will have to find another nobody to deliver his message, his messages. But this is
Fortunately-
unprecedented.
Fortunately, there seems to be quite a lot of those around, so I don't think he will be truly missed.
Well, as the sheriff said to me, that's how things get done sometimes, and I understand that. But I do wonder, in his festering brain, is there more information that we need to extract? Why is he so... I mean, I've yet to go through every note in the notebook here, but why was he so desperate that he felt the need to defy the orders, the hospitality, the mercy of 3 kindred working for the prince? That's quite... He didn't take me for a man with an overflowing courage.
No.
So either he had a sudden burst of fortitude, or he was that desperate.
I would say we should thoroughly go through the notebook
I'll do
and
that, of course.
make a copy for ourselves, too, just in case. If he somehow manages to slip this one away from us, we still have a copy.
Of course. I'll transcribe it.
And I don't know if we have any sufficient information to let the sheriff know what we have found about the doors and passageways. I mean, that kind of seems like something that might be up his need to know, since it's his job to watch over Kindred.
I'll
I mean-
consult my library as well about what I saw.
Who knows? Sorry.
As this is, anyone going to actively call the sheriff right now, or is this something that's going to
That's.
happen?
I guess that's what I was trying to put out to the coterie, like whether or not it'd be a good idea to give him a call on it.
Yes, of course. We need to contact him.
Absolutely.
Contact him now that everything is secured.
Okay, so yeah, I walk over to I'm sure we have like a conference phone, put it on speaker, and I give the sheriff.
Okay. As an aside, before we proceed through this next part of the scene, just a reminder that there is strict phone discipline expected. So, yes, I'm just a gentle reminder as your benevolent storyteller.
Yes.
All right. So you call the number that you have for the sheriff, and he picks up after 5 rings. Hello.
Sheriff Jones, it's Francis.
Yes. Hello. Is there a reason why you're bugging me right now?
We've had a very interesting night.
I have too. You go first.
Did a little digging. Trying to think of how to phrase this.
Found a couple of things that you may want to know about.
Okay, I'm all ears.
This would be something that may be a face-to-face discussion would be for. Maybe not tonight, but if we could find some time on your busy schedule tomorrow, Sheriff.
I think I can work something out. 10 o'clock?
Whatever works for you.
Okay, and yeah, there's I've had an interesting night. So, listen, I'm gonna have to cut this short. If it's something that's important, which it sounds like it is, yeah, I will do what I can to make the time available for you guys tomorrow at 10. So just expect me, and it's gonna need to be a quick in and out.
We'll
course,
exchange
we'll be
stories
prepared.
then.
Excellent, thank you. And he hangs up.
So we got the sheriff's here tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll be able to explain. I wonder what he's had to deal with.
Probably a lot.
Imagine. Not an enviable position from my perspective. Not for me, anyway.
He has a lot on his plate, that's for sure.
You get a knock on the door of the penthouse, and Zeke steps in. Okay, everything is good to go. I've got a man showing up around 6 in the morning. I will until he gets here. I will be I'll be keeping an eye on on our guest.
Maybe we should also look into putting a reversed deadbolt.
Yeah, I mean that can be done. It's just there's. I mean, I hate to get technical here, sir, but that's something that if we ever had someone from the city come down and do a housing inspection, that would be hard to explain.
Hopefully he won't be here that long. I'm hoping. So that shouldn't be necessary for the amount of time that he'll be here.
Okay.
I
He
understand
seems-
your desire for additional security, but
I'm still not completely against throwing him in a closet and just leaving him in there with a bucket at this point.
with the boarded windows, that should be adequate. And again,
Windows can break though.
that would be a level of desperation that I can't comprehend at this point. I mean, is it possible? Yes, but I think for the meantime, he's secured, and we need him for information as well. Once I am fully downloaded on the contents of the notebook, I'll want to have another talk with him. Maybe just him and I.
That would be fun.
And Zeke, any sound of glass breaking?
Yes, sir.
Have people instantly outside of the building trying to find him.
I will see what I can get arranged. I should be able to get maybe one more person on this.
I mean, I'll use my own money if I need to.
Oh, money, sir, is no object, as you know. It's the ability to get trusted hands on this.
That's true.
Rest assured, though, I highly doubt that he will try to escape now that he knows the notebook is with us.
Good point.
That is a valid point, sir. Yes.
Still, a little coverage isn't going to be too bad.
No.
Understood, sir. Understood. Well, unless there's any other business with me, I would like to. I'd like to go home and get a little bit of sleep. If that's a. No! Stop. Retcon that. Yeah, he's not leaving the building.
No,
Yeah,
No.
you're good.
no sleep for you, Zeke.
No. so Zeke is Zeke. All right. Well, I will. I will get back to my post, and I will. I mean, it goes without saying, but I will accept full responsibility if he gets out a second time.
Thank you, Zeke.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. You have a good night.
You too, sir. And he leaves the penthouse. And with that, we will go ahead and wrap up our story for the night. This was a nice inaugural session. We're getting our feet wet. We're getting getting the groundwork laid for the future. So
Very intriguing stuff for sure.
yes.
I'm racking
Yes.
my brain with these boards and these magical doors. I'm very, very interested to see what's going on there.
So this was I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's session, guys, and
Always.
so we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this up. Rachel, Francis, Flint, or Sarah, Greg, and Steve. Yes, wish the lovely internet good night, and I am your intrepid storyteller, Patrick. Wishing you all a good evening. Peace out.
Good night.
Good night.